you have that year did you good, because I don't know, you're one of a kind.
Nice.
You know.
So I'm going to recap what we talked about. One is like, the the religion, Jesus being resurrected, and we understood it in another way, because I feel each person can have a view of how the one of the conversations. So first, let me finish with the one I was telling earlier was I was in Jamaica,
Yeah.
and I didn't have like after a week of a stay with as a house guest, that family didn't want me to live there anymore. And I was telling, I used to have a boss there. He was wonderful. I wish he remembered his name.
Yeah.
It'll
come to you one day, though.
I want to really find him and thank him for what he did.
Yeah.
So I was telling him I don't have a place to stay, and he immediately brought me to a convent, and he said, "This is the best house for you." So he asked the nuns, and because he was my boss, he was paying. He was able to, instead of giving me salary, pay the rent there for the first month, and he says I can work with him still. So. And there was a very elderly nun there. Her name is Sister Rita. And she took one look at me and she says, "Little one, you belong to me." So they used to be very nice. Like I said, when I came back from work, they will bring me tea, coffee. When I'm sitting alone, they will read the Bible aloud so I would be not left out. And I really felt I could easily become a nun. I really enjoyed that experience, and I could see me integrating myself very well there. And it was one of the most peaceful time. But the reason I'm saying it is one night they will have morning mass, evening mass, night mass, and I will always, and Christmas and New Year they'll have midnight mass too. Right. It start So I enjoyed. I really, that was one of it almost felt like I was living in heaven. Seriously, it was one of the most beautiful times. So I was in the church, and actually, I before I met this doctor, right? Like that night, I was so scared one night, and I was sobbing, and I was reading the Psalm, "Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And then I was reading another part of the Bible where it says, "I look up into the mountains, and down will come my answer," or something like that. So I was reading one of the Bible. So I actually was raised in Montessori school, Catholic school. So going to church was not something that was difficult for me. Even though I was raised as a Hindu, I also followed Christian schools.
Yeah.
So the next day morning, I saw the newspaper, and that's how I applied for the job in the first place. So I got, so in Jamaica, the minute I landed, within 2-3 days, I had a job, which is another phenomenal thing that happened. So I always felt very grateful to Jesus. And so when this night we are having a mass, the sun shines in such a way I could see the whole reflection of Jesus' head in his belly.
Really?
So it's almost like I had a vision of him.
Yeah.
And he got me. He says, I'm with you, don't worry, So that's why I'm saying it doesn't matter which energy you connect with. Right. They connect with you.
Right.
And he had the sweetest, when I connect with him, it's a sweet, fluffy energy. And I'll show you how. You take off your hands, and I'll show you these energy. Like you put it out like this.
I have opinions on this.
So the reason is like right now I'm gonna put it like this. You don't feel anything, right? So I'm gonna.
Actually, I think I do.
So hold that. That is my energy. So now I'm gonna invite Jesus into me. Jesus' energy, because I can channel, and I'll channel that energy. Do you feel that?
I do.
Okay, now I'm going to show you how Mary will feel. Okay, Mary's energy is very, very different.
Actually, I almost feel like crying.
That's right, compassion. It's so interesting. You felt that. So Jesus is very, very fluffy, sweet energy. Mary is so soothing, like a mommy. And then I'm going to show you my teacher's energy, because I can actually tune in with them, channel them the way you want. I have
I
actually,
still feel like crying though.
yes.
I mean, I don't know
You know
why.
what I will do is usually for my patients, I'll take a t-shirt and whatever energy they like, I will pray and we do prayer uh, shirts and we give it as gifts during Christmas. So that's
Yeah.
one of the things I used to do. That's why I registered the prayer thread because you can put that energy in anything.
Yeah. Just
We actually put it in teddy bear to the kids.
okay.
So this is my teacher's energy.
I'm sure what I'm feeling.
I'll wait for you.
Release or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it is resetting you because he wants to come in. When he comes in, he'll show you differently. I'm going to tell you how it feels like afterwards because when I feel it, you will feel it. You can feel the heaviness in your forehead,
I'm starting.
like a heaviness, drowsiness, or heaviness. That's what I feel. But let me wait. Take a deep breath. It feels like a band around your head.
I
Do you
don't know
feel
what
that?
I feel something and I don't know
Like
what
it
it
will
is.
feel like a hat around your head. Do you feel that, or you cannot tell?
I
But
don't
you
know.
can process it
I was
differently.
feeling something and I don't know what.
That's okay. The thing is, now you know three different ways to feel, right?
Yeah.
Like that's all I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
So Jesus actually, afterwards, I understood. He opened my Ananda Gandha. They call it Ananda Gandha, where how he rips open his heart and
Yeah.
sends it. That's what I see. What you see is that pure light of acceptance.
I'm still with Mary, I think.
Yeah,
It's
and
something. I don't know
Mary's
what the heck
energy is
happened,
very
but
different. And oh, that's so sweet. That's because probably that's what you wanted.
I don't know.
Because
There's
we pick
something.
and choose what we want because you feel you want that love. So
Yes.
each energy is different. Each blessing is different.
I mean, especially the first two. The last one, I wasn't sure what I was feeling. I was feeling something, but
But
I
the
still
reason
felt
I'm
Mary.
telling you this, each energy has a feel to it.
Yeah.
So what I do with my patients is I will talk to them and I'll figure out what they want and I'll show them different energy and I'll say, pick the one you like. And I usually have prayer t-shirts.
Yeah.
So mine is like this one I wear, right? So
Yeah.
we have another t-shirt with a cow with three, I think, did I have it here? My son drew that picture. I should
Yes,
probably
I've
put
seen
a
that.
frame.
You
So
did have
what
a
it
shirt.
is cash cow or like,
Yes, you had a.
but
you
it's
had that
wish fulfilling cow
Yeah.
with three mounds because it's actually like how they say Father, Mother, Holy Spirit, or Divine Father, Divine Mother, and the nurturing
Yeah,
element,
good
or
word. I'm
omnipresent, omnipotent, omni.
Yeah.
So like Trinity, right? Like Trinity. It doesn't matter what you call it. And then that became the background, and the whole background is about nurturing because cow means the nourishment, like we drink from the cow,
Yeah.
and the milk is like the whole universal way we nurture everybody.
Right.
So just like as a theme, I developed that, and we do prayer t-shirts, and we used to charge $25 for the whole process. And during Christmas, if in case you couldn't afford it, we'll ask somebody else, hey, can you
Right.
pass this
Yeah.
healing to this person? They will
Yeah.
give it to, because that's what our overhead was, and we will donate. And sometimes I'll buy some shirts and I'll donate. And I will ask. One girl said her mom died, her father was getting married again, or no, she was getting married and her father was alone. She felt so guilty leaving him and she couldn't enjoy her marriage. So I said, why don't we put that nurturing energy into the t-shirt,
Yeah.
and you give it to your father as a gift, and that way you feel, in addition, you're honoring your mother's energy.
Right.
So she chose, actually, interestingly, she chose a fierce protective energy. Like, that's another energy I use.
Yeah.
That's like to end abuse.
Yeah.
And that energy is called half man, half lion. It's called Narasimha.
Yeah.
He has lion head and body is like, so it's like we are not allowing our powerful self.
Right.
So it's power of living, making powerful choices.
Yeah.
That's another way to think. But he was the one who appeared when the father was abusing a child, and he took the man away and tore him.
Right.
So the abuse will stop. So there are lots of stories we tell to kids. The reason is it's not so much they need to believe, but they need to know there is help available.
Right.
Hope,
Yeah.
right? Like how you say hope. Hope. Because it's all about giving them, because every solution is inside. It's not outside.
I know.
And so what it is we are opening a portal.
Right.
So when Ananda Gandha I saw for first time with him, I was stunned because I grew up Hindu, so I didn't realize he also initiated me, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Buddhist. I mean, I'm calling him Buddhist, but like, I lived in a convent at the time. Like, I'm like saying I cannot call him Buddhist, but now that I know, he also incorporated that. Then I came across my original teacher. His name is Master Chowa Koksui, who was an engineer. I joined his organization. As soon as I joined, there is an energy. I was putting a tape in. It's called Inner Seeing, Inner Doing. It's just music.
Mm-hmm.
Something came out of the tape. It looked like a white light. It went in right in me.
Really?
And I was stunned. Like, I said, what the heck happened? So, see, the thing is, I don't get my answers.
Right.
I see, and I don't have words. So then my teacher comes along and he tells what happened in my heart is Ananda Gandha.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened in my head is third eye opening. He tells me afterwards what it means. So I feel everybody has the truth. In addition, I went and met him, my teacher.
Yeah.
And he also opened my third eye. And then remote, when he did a meditation, he said you're not allowed to be a Shaivite. Shaivite means you need to not eat meat. That's the gist of what he was saying during the conference I went.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, then I'm not qualified, even though I grew up Hindu. But I do eat meat. I have to raise my kids. I am married to a Christian family,
Right.
So I came here, but for some reason at that point he had enough compassion. So he did a follow-up, continuing education. He says, you know what? Anybody who attended my ceremony, I'm going to give them the ability to be a Shaivite. And it is okay. So he accepted me. So this time he said, I'm going to do a Shakti path and I'm going to initiate open up that opening for you, Shaiva.
Yeah.
And I felt literally that point, that Ananda Gandha, I could feel plonk, two seed went in.
Really?
The reason is Master Choa also initiated me.
Yeah.
But what my teacher says is, if you're not ready, you wouldn't feel it. So he says that point when he initiated, I was open-minded.
Right.
So both the previous initiation, his initiation. That's why when you didn't feel it, I said, don't worry.
Yeah.
When you need it, it's like a popcorn. It will pop when it's time.
It will be there, yeah.
It needs to cook. It has to be in a place where you're not thinking. You're in the pure breathing space, open. So it both popped, and that's when I realized, oh my God. So everybody has put in some of their energy in me. Jesus put in their energy, right? My previous teacher gave me the third eye opening. My current teacher gave me another third eye opening. And my current teacher initiated me another way into a very highest level. And the highest level that happened afterwards was, now he taught a lesson called How to Die Properly. That's a course he taught. It's called Nitya Kriya Yoga. We have 7 bodies, it seems. Yeah. That's why when we are driving, we are kind of zoned out of the physical body. We are mentally living. So physical body, breathing body, mental body, pain body, and the comatose, depressed, withdrawn life body. Cosmic body is full of pleasure. And then ultimately the peace where we are totally not having any agenda and being in that space. That's it. A space we hold of the bliss inside. So these are 7 bodies he was saying. And he was teaching that. And after I finished that course, it almost looks like now I can look into people. If I'm doing healing, how in the past I used to do for you guys.
Yeah.
It looks like I am like Alice through looking glass. That
Really?
mirror, I can go in and I can check where they are at, and I can tell what's happening with them.
Yeah.
Energy. It's not colors yet
Wow.
because I'm still rudimentary. My
Right.
is not open on the other side.
Yeah, that's
But-
awesome.
But
mean,
I was able to tell because last week I was talking to a nurse. She was so depressed. So she usually is very bubbly.
Yeah.
And I was saying, she said, can I have a healing? I never say no because I feel. The thing is, my teacher told me he's my channel.
Right.
So I actually joke. I say, I am an expert healer. If you're not feeling well, it's his fault. Right? That makes it easy for
Yeah.
me. So it's like I touch pretending to heal,
Yeah.
and I know he's doing the work.
Yeah. Oh, you're funny.
So I was saying to her, of course I'm going to heal because it usually takes a second.
Yeah.
So I was doing the healing, and that's when I could see I'm doing healing differently. So yesterday I had a patient, not yesterday, Tuesday I had a patient, and he says, oh my God, you're a clairvoyant? I think it's a very good call because I'm getting. So I was saying, yes, and he says, I want to meet with my dead aunt. Would you help me? He asked me the day before yesterday. I actually have a YouTube testimonial from him.
Really?
So I said, okay. And I have never done this connecting with the old ones for another person. I have done it for me, like meaning I can see what the energy they're bringing in, but not like personally connecting them. But
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to trust the universe because the minute question is asked, the answer is given. That's what I was told by my previous teacher. So, and I decided, and he told me he's always going to channel. Don't worry, don't even think. So he says, just do it,
Yeah.
just do it,
Right.
So,
Whatever
so I
happens,
opened him up, and you know what he said? He said the minute I touched him, he saw his aunt sitting in front of him. They were having tea, and it happened in 1999. She died in 2002. And it was almost like the place where you and me were sitting.
happens.
Before he had tough time recollecting our face, and he says the whole thing he could see.
King Claire, like, wow.
So and he cried before he left, and I actually asked him to give the testimony. So what I told him was essentially that the aunt wants him to hold that space,
Right.
not to remember her in 2002 instead 1999.
Right. With the
So
TV,
if he wants to connect with her, that's the space he needs to go and talk to her there.
Right.
Like you just sit and
Right.
bring her there and say,
Which
hey,
makes
aunt.
sense. I mean, because otherwise.
So that's what mediums do. Essentially they bring them the connection, closure. But how easy my teacher makes it. So that's what I love.
Yeah.
Next course is coming in April if you want to join the same 7-day course.
I know. Really.
It's $250 online. You can do it from your home.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm